Hey there, Econ folks. This is Mr. Hooker, and this will be the final video of supply and demand. So here we go. The rationing function of prices. So I have spoke on this a few times. It's a very important thing in economics. So this is the ability of competitive forces of demand and supply to establish a price at which selling and buying decisions are consistent. So think about this for a minute. Um, you all probably lived through COVID, um, and then you lived through um, this recent thing with inflation. And this recent thing that we've had with inflation is where you saw it really the most, where people lost their flippin' minds over the price of eggs. So, what we count on is the idea that when you go to the store, the price of the goods you buy will be relatively the same as they were last week. They go up a nickel, they go up a dime, they go down a nickel, they go down a dime. Nobody cares. Okay. But what happened with the eggs thing was people went and they were buying eggs and they were, you know, not quite $3, but close to $3. And then they went to the supermarket the next week and eggs were almost $6. And people lost their minds because that is not supposed to happen. Like, hey, if you go 3 and a quarter, yeah, that's fine. That's a little much, but that's fine. These people went more than double, and people just like completely lost it over that because that didn't fit into this whole rationing function of prices thing. Like, you can't plan your budget when prices change like that. This is just one good, but you can't really plan when prices change like that. So people started extrapolating that over other things and saying, like, what happens if other things change like that? Oh my gosh, what are we in for? The world's coming to an end, the sky is falling. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So this is why this rationing function of prices piece is so important in economics. So like, it's kind of neat that, like, you know been teaching it for a while, it's never really happened, and then that happened and it's like, oh yeah, I got an example in my life now. I had examples, but they were like really old. Now I got one in my life. Supply and Dance Man, it's a good video, check it out. Um so simultaneous shifts, or what we call dual shifts. So the ones we got what we call dual shifts and what we call split shifts. So dual shifts are when demand and supply both move in the same direction. So either both go up at the same time or both go down at the same time. And then split shifts are where demand goes up and supply goes down. Excuse me. Demand goes up, supply goes down, or demand goes down, supply goes up. So these two both look like split shifts. Because here on the left, demand's going up, supply's going down, and there on the right, demand's going up, supply's going down. Yeah. So what you have on the left, the demand shift is greater than the supply shift, and on the right, the supply shift is greater than the demand shift. So what you're going to get, so you've got two possible outcomes when you have dual shifts or split shifts, because there's always a possible kind of thing. So what you see in both cases is price is going to go up. Okay. So we've got demand up, supply down. Price is going to go up. That we know. What we don't know is what's going to happen to quantity. It depends on which shift is greater, relative size of shifts, right? So if the demand shift is greater, quantity rises. If the supply shift is greater, quantity falls. And I've got a whole table. They've got a table, and they've got a thing in words. I've got a thing in pictures on this. So here we go. There's theirs in words. If demand goes up and quantity goes up, I mean supply demand goes up, supply goes up. Quantity increases, but price is ambiguous. Um, check which change is relatively greater. Demand goes up, supply goes down, price goes up, but quantity change is ambiguous. Check which is relatively greater. If demand goes down, supply goes up, price decreases, but quantity change is ambiguous. See what's greater. If demand goes down, supply goes down, quantity goes down, but price change is ambiguous. And here is mine. And this is just arrows. So it's the same thing they just said. I just did it with arrows in case people wanted it that way. Some people would rather have arrows than words. Note, I haven't mentioned this yet, but all of these PowerPoints are in your class. Um, there's a whole section called Hooker's PowerPoints. So that's just find them all there. Um, there you go. All right. That's us. Y'all take care. We'll see you in chapter 4.